this is Julie Hogue with Vegetarians and Meat Lovers Split Table Recipes Podcast. I'm excited you're here because I get to share another recipe with you that I love and hopefully you will enjoy as well. I've got this on my brain right now because in Minnesota, it is the time of the most delicious sweet corn ever, and it's about to end. Oh no, it makes me sad. But I also just came back from the Minnesota State Fair, which has now been voted or picked. I forget who it was. Newsweek or somebody said that the Minnesota State Fair is the top fair in the U.S. I have to agree. It's very amazing. We just went there yesterday, and they have amazing corn there as well. So many good foods. You know, it's really hard to pick because there's so many good foods. I always go there and I always want to try new things, but then I'm like, well, if I don't have my usuals, then I'm like sad I won't get them for another year. So I think the key is to go there and stay a long time, but it's hard to be on your feet that much. So you have to go and sit down. You have to take time to like sit down at a place to eat or watch a show so you don't get too tired, and also to get a break from the crowds because it's very, very busy. We went early in the morning yesterday, and it wasn't too bad. The lines weren't too bad yet. But by the afternoon, the lines were getting long. And, of course, we get the Martha's cookies, which are amazing. And I love their French fries. I've always gotten those. And the milk is such a good deal. If you go to their, I think it's what they say, 2 cups for $5, and it's as much as you can drink. There's just so much good food. Cheese curds, always getting the cheese curds. There's so many good foods, but every time I go there, I'm like, oh, that looks so good, but I'm too full. I think the key is also to share foods with others. So you just have a sample of everything so you're not so full. But we still ended up getting full. And at that point, you're like, oh, you really want to eat more and you can't. It's like we want to get the fair food, but you can only eat so much, right? So you have to pick and choose. But I've got corn on the brain because it's so great here at this time of the year. And this recipe calls for cutting off 2 ears of corn, cutting all those kernels off. So this is a meatless recipe, and you can easily make this into a hybrid meal so easily. Put some sausage on the side, cook like a smoked sausage. You know, those things that kind of like shaped like a U. It's a sausage shaped like a U. Fry that up in a pan or boil it. Have that on the side. And then for those people who want meat, it's such an easy addition. I love to do that kind of thing when I'm making a hybrid meal for my family because the meat is not in the actual pasta dish. It's on the side. So other options are to like have some already pre-cooked chicken or something that those people who want the meat could add it. Very easy to do. So, the whole thing is you just don't want to end up being a short order cook, right? I still have the fair on the brain. I wonder how many people you out there listening go to a fair in your area. Ours is so big in Minnesota. It's amazing. And there's still places I haven't seen. I found this store this time. My husband was really sore because he's chopping down trees in our backyard. We have some dead trees and he needed some ibuprofen. So we found this like little store in a back alleyway. It was like an old time store. It had all kinds of food and it was like an old time store, and it had over the counter meds and stuff. And it was kind of near the milk booth where you get all of the unlimited milk. And I had never been down that alleyway to see that. It was kind of like on the side. So I've never seen it, which is so funny to go to the fair. I've been going to the fair my entire life, and I've literally never seen this store. But it's been there forever, they said. So it's just interesting to go there and you see new things, and sometimes you see new foods, get a new booth. There's a lot of pickle things there. My son went on a different day. He's in the robotics team, and they went to do a presentation as part of the parade and in the education building. And when he was there with his friend, the day they were doing the I don't know, I guess they call them demonstrations of the robots, they got pickle pizza. He said it was actually pretty good. Pickle pizza? There's so many pickle things. Fried pickles, a big giant pickle. There's a lot of pickle things. A pickle ham cream cheese wrap. I saw somebody had something like that too. There's a lot of pickle things. And we got those, We Are Nuts. Have you ever tried those? They're kind of, I think they're a Minnesota company, but they're starting to appear in Target. But we go there and you can sample all the different nuts. And they had this deal where we were just going to buy 2 jars of different flavored peanuts. They have toffee on them and stuff, and all different ones. You can try them out. We were just going to get 2. And she's like, well, if you buy 3, you get a 4th free and a bag that says we are nuts. So, of course, we did that. We got the wasabi mix, the cinnamon toffee, the hot spicy dill. It's from the dill pickle made me think of this. It's hot spicy dill pickle. And then we got the maple bourbon. Oh, it's so good. Check it out at the fair if you ever go there next year. And I have seen they have a few of the flavors in Target. I'm in the Target in Lino Lakes where I am. So check them out. They're really great. And I think they're a family-owned company. So they're a great one to support. And we get some every year. And now I've been buying them at Target whenever I see them there. Okay, so this is a meatless tortellini with tomatoes and corn. And the ingredients for this are pretty simple. You got your 7 cups of cooked tortellini. And I have the Italian seasoning that has marjoram, oregano, rosemary, savory, thyme, basil, and sage. Now, there are different formulations for Italian seasoning, and people will still call it Italian seasoning. That's why I listed out all the different herbs, because there are different ones. And I didn't really know that. I kind of thought that was a standard thing. But if you look on the back of the Italian seasoning herb, the jar from the spice aisle, they aren't always the same. They don't always have the same thing. So that's why I wanted to list these out, because that's what this recipe calls for. So then you're going to take these ingredients and kind of mix them together. The can of diced tomatoes, 1/4 cup olive oil, 2 tablespoons of that Italian seasoning, 1.5 teaspoons of garlic salt with parsley, 1/2 cup chopped onion, and 1 tablespoon red wine vinegar. Now I mix all that stuff together, and then I add the corn, so you're going to take 2 ears of sweet corn that's cooked, so it's, cooked and tender, not hard. You're going to cut that off the cob, and you're going to add that. And when it's all done, you're going to stir it all together, and you're going to top it with 1/4 cup Parmesan cheese, grated. Now, this interesting recipe, why I think it's interesting is because it's good cold and it's good hot. So you can eat it either way. If you want it to be a cold pasta salad, eat it that way. Put it in the fridge, let it cool down, and then eat it that way. Or eat it when it's warm. I actually like it both ways. So it's also a great leftover. And generally when it's leftover, I like to warm it up. But it's really good either way. And I love the cheese tortellini because, you could do a meat tortellini. If you really want to make it more meaty, you could do some cheese and some tortellini. And some meat tortellini, you could do both and just keep them separate and be like, hey, this is the meat. Hey, this is the meatless. And what I often do for my family, because everyone's always like, wait, what? Which one's which? Which one's? I use masking tape. I'll take a piece of masking tape and I'll put it on the bowl or Tupperware or whatever it is to say what it is. So then there's no question because sometimes we'll put food out on the counter and everyone will fill up their plate, right? Like they're going down the counter. And instead of, having to point out and people ask over and over again, which one has the meat? Or my family, my boys all like to eat meat and my husband eats meat. So then they're always asking. So this way it's known. And then also for leftovers, it's very clear because then I'll take that same piece of tape, put it on the Tupperware, a container that is going to be in the fridge for leftovers. And then there's no question. It's clear. It's clear exactly what they're getting, which container has meat and which one does not. It works out really well. It's something that's just a simple step for me. And it gets double used. It gets used during serving and it gets used for the leftovers. So it's really super simple. We're winding down the summer, which I'm always sad about because I love summer. I love the warmth, the pool being open, a little bit more casual things going on. It's not so busy with school, but we're at the end of it. And some schools have already started back in Minnesota. And my son starts this week. He's also in the marching band. So this is a new thing for our family. And he's going to be doing the marching band at the U of M this next weekend, which is really super fun. And we're going to be going to the football games. I'm doing marching band. I can't wait to see him in the uniform. He's doing soccer, of course, too. So it's really interesting to having had 3 different children into 3 different things, all the different things as parents that we've gotten to do and be a part of because our kids are into different things. So, maybe you know what I'm talking about if you had children of your own. It's, or grandchildren or just, nieces, nephews, whatever. It's fun. It's really fun to see a different side of the whole high school experience because now we're getting a kid in marching band. None of our other kids did marching band. So this is a whole new experience for us. Well, I hope you're enjoying all your summer recipes, and we're going to be moving into fall, right? We're going to be moving into those fall recipes. And of course, there's always so many good fall recipes, right? I'm already thinking chili. I got chili on the brain. I'm going to have to put a recipe up on here where I did a baked oven chili, and I did a meatless and a meat. So I have to do that one this fall. It was really good. It was interesting because normally I use the crock pot, right? So that'll be one I'll have to remember to make a note and put that one on here maybe next because it's so good. And it was easy. It was faster because it's made in the oven, right? So many good foods. Pumpkin. I love pumpkin flavored things. Apple. Oh, so many apple things. And squash. Oh, and I'm so excited. I finally have a zucchini growing in my oven, in my garden. I've been waiting for a zucchini to appear. I planted them a little bit late, and they were a small plant all along. But finally, I have a zucchini. Most people are like, you should have a zucchini by now. And I'm like, well, no, I planted it late. And then my squash plant is doing fantastic. So I'm hoping that it's not going to get too cold and cut it off. And because that one I planted really late because I had a lot of problems this year with rabbits. We need to revamp the garden. They were just getting in. They ate all my carrots. I think maybe I have like 3 or 4 carrot tops in there. They ate all my bean plants. They ate all my lettuce. So I was replanting. And so I did it late in the season. I planted the squash because I had carrots in that spot. But they all got eaten. So I'm like, okay, I still have seeds left. So then I planted more squash and it's loving that spot. So it is just ginormous. And I think it's an acorn squash. I'm not really sure because I did it kind of in haste because I'm like, oh, great. Now I have this dead space. What am I going to put here? So I planted it late. I'm hoping I get some. I'll let you know. Oh, it's so much fun. I hope you're having fun with all of your foods and I hope you enjoy this dish. It's not hard. I love those easy recipes. Like this one is really easy because really the only thing you're chopping is the onions. The diced tomatoes in the can, they're already prepared for you, right? So this is something you can throw together quickly. Tortellini tends to cook pretty quickly and the corn cooks pretty quickly too. And you could substitute a can of corn if you don't have the ears of corn. But I would pick the sweet corn. And you look at the cans and sometimes it'll say sweet corn. If you can pick the sweeter variety, it really does add to the dish. It doesn't have to be. It can be regular corn, but the sweet corn is just it's really good. It's a really good addition with this. And it's just such an easy recipe, right? Like the prep is easy. You're mixing it together. You're cooking tortellini. And that's all you really have to do, right? Like that's it. I love those kind of recipes. And if you're going to do meat on the side, the smoked sausage in the pan or, fried or boiled, that's pretty easy too. And maybe you have leftover meats. That's a great way to use up your leftover meats when you don't maybe have other things to go with it. Save those leftover meats for something like this. It's throw them in the freezer, pull them out when you want a really fast, quick, easy meal. Then you pull that out that's already cooked, just thawed out, is ready to go. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, and I do hope you enjoy it. And thank you for buying coffees. Somebody's buying me coffees. I'm so excited about that. Thank you so much. That's super generous. It's a way to support me in the podcast. And so whoever is doing that, if you're listening, thank you so much. You're amazing. And I really, really appreciate your generosity. Thanks for listening, everyone. And I hope you have an amazing Labor Day. Today is Labor Day, September 1st, 2025. Have an amazing day. Take care. Thanks. Bye-bye now.